Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Grant, and welcome to Next Gen News. You are watching our first ever full show stream, but we are going to be here every week talking about the issues that matter to you and breaking it down in ways that are engaging, fun, and easy for everyone to understand. We have a fully packed show today, and we are going to be talking about none other than the big, beautiful bill. We're going to be joining our field reporters, Travion and Nolan, as they talk about the changes coming with this bill, who it will primarily affect, and how. So, with that being said, we're going to kick it off to our first ever Next Gen News report with Travion. Take it away, Trey.
Good morning, afternoon, or whatever time it is where you're from. My name is Travion, and this is For the Record, brought to you by Next Gen Incentive. Your source of news explained quickly and clearly. Today we're talking about something bold, something not so beautiful. We're talking about the new bill on Capitol Hill, the Big Beautiful Bill. It's called the Big Beautiful Bill, not by accident. This massive legislation was passed through Congress like a hot knife. Well, a slightly debated, committee-reviewed, politically modified knife anyway. This bill aims to improve three things. It wants to improve national infrastructures, expand education access, and put investment into renewable energy. Sounds good, right? On paper, it's like the Avengers of federal funding. But here's where it gets tricky. It also includes hundreds of pages of lesser-known items. Everything from rural airport grants to committee reports, possibly studying other committees. Yep, that's a thing.
What?
It's a one-size-fits-all solution, which usually means it fits nobody quite right. And quite frankly, I need a drink. Now, let's talk money.
What?
1.2 trillion. That's trillion with a T. Enough money to give every American a high-end gaming console and still have change for snacks. Supporters say the spending is necessary to build the future. Critics say it's more like buy now, pay later. Some of the funding comes from increased taxes on corporations and high-income earners. Others worry that inflation will do the rest of the work, turning your morning coffee into luxury of 2026. Let's be fair. There are some popular parts of the bill, such as parts that talk about higher teachers' pay, better roads, and something about that bridge that no one likes to drive over. But some believe that this is a mask to cover up the true intentions of the bill, which can be to increase tax from 99%, introduce hidden fees and loopholes to our governmental system, and shift power to corporations. One may argue that this bill is trying to do too much at once without enough time to debate. Fair. No point. Some may say that this bill has more layers than my grandma's lasagna. I'll be here all day, folks. It's crazy in this outfit change. And with midterms on the horizon, some say it's less about the country's needs and more about scoring political points with voters. They're calling it big and they're calling it beautiful. To be quite frank with you, if beauty's in the eye of the beholder, well, then this bill will need glasses. Whether you think it's a visionary roadmap or just a fancy doorstop, the Big Beautiful Bill has been making waves around the nation and putting your civic teacher in a straitjacket at the same time. I'm Travion Roberts, and this has been For the Record, brought to you by Next Gen 10. We read the bills so you can literally do anything else. Cue the cat video.
Thank you so much, Trey. Continuing with our reporting on the Big Beautiful Bill, we will now turn it over to Nolan, who is going to discuss how this bill is going to affect immigration in the United States. Take it away, Nolan.
Hey everyone, my name is Nolan Serrato, Today, I will be unpacking the provisions related to immigration within the newly passed One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed into law on July 4th, 2025, and how it will drastically impact both immigrants with and without documentation, refugees, asylum seekers, TPS applicants, and even DACA recipients. Because nothing says Happy Independence Day more than making it harder to become an American, right? The One Big Beautiful Bill Act also slashes access to SNAP, Medicaid, Medicare, CHIP, and child tax credits for documented immigrant households by cutting over $60 billion in supports. Additionally, OBA includes a 1% excise tax on remittances. This tax applies to transfers of money sent from the U.S. to foreign countries, further squeezing money from non-citizens residing in the U.S., even if they're here legally. Now, some of you may be asking, what are some of the biggest changes that will come with this bill? Well, immigration fees across the board are skyrocketing. For example, there will now be a $100 annual asylum fee, plus a $550 fee for work authorization, and a $500 fee for TPS applications. Additionally, a non-waivable $250 visa integrity fee for categories like H-1B, F, and J visas will be implemented. As you could probably guess, this disproportionately affects lower-income migrants and humanitarian-based applicants that may have significant difficulty paying these fees. Additionally, those who may have left their jobs behind to come to the United States in the first place will have even more difficulty. So if you're fleeing persecution, violence, or any other kind of nonsense, I guess you gotta bring your wallet now. This also kind of violates international law by putting asylum behind a paywall. Additionally, fees on travel visas could also potentially end up costing the U.S. hundreds of dollars in the near future. With the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S. next summer, America could now lose out on money that would otherwise be brought into the U.S. by international soccer fans, who may now not be able to afford legal entry into the United States. So if you're wondering if American stadiums are empty during the World Cup next year, it's not a boycott, it's kind of just budget math. Now, OBA also massively expands enforcement. $45 billion will be allocated for 100,000 new detention beds over 4 years, increasing internment camp capacity more than threefold. $30 billion will also be used to hire 10,000 new ICE officers, and $46 billion will be used to complete the border wall. This is accompanied by funding for 3,000 new Border Patrol agents who will receive $10,000 signing bonuses. It also boosts funding for state enforcement partnerships, which means more local police involved in immigration. Apparently, Protect and Serve now includes document and deport. Now, notice what's also not in this bill. There is nothing within the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that provides a legal pathway to citizenship for undocumented individuals already living in the U.S., dreamers, or long-term residents. Instead, it doubles down on enforcement, workplace raids, surveillance, and expedited deportations without due process or trial. This bill invests heavily into the enforcement of U.S. immigration laws, but makes no effort whatsoever to make the process of legal immigration easier or more efficient. Quite the opposite, in fact. Not only will it make applying to live in the U.S. more difficult, but it will also make the cost of living for non-citizens already living here, legally or otherwise, dramatically more expensive, while simultaneously decreasing their quality of life by slashing SNAP, Medicaid, Medicare, and child tax credits. This bill makes even legal immigration feel like buying a gym membership that charges you extra for using the treadmill, takes away your water bottle, and yells at you for showing up. Makes complete sense.
Thank you, Nolan, for that amazing analysis and breakdown. And thank you to you, the viewers, for joining us for our first ever Next Gen News stream. We hope you come back week after week to keep hearing news in this fun and engaging platform. That's all the time we have for today. This has been Next Gen News, and I am Sam Grant signing off.